we went through my whole narrative of what's happening with the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, with the BRICS, with the Belt Road, and the de-dollarization and the move away from the dollar. And the question that she asked me was, what could change the outcome of the de-dollarization? Could it be Russia losing the war? And I thought about it and thought, well, I don't know if that would do it, because 80% of the world is still trading with them. The sanctions that we imposed upon them really didn't have the intended consequences. Most of the world is not sympathetic to the Western cause, or a good portion of it, evidently. And I thought more and more about it, and I thought, well, maybe the International Monetary Fund. And when you look at the report that just came out by the International Monetary Fund, which is a group of north of 150 countries from around the world that was developed at Bretton Woods, where the United States has veto power and a very large percentage of influence. The report was titled something to the extent, "Gold, a barbarous, or an international reserve, a barbarous relic no more." We are beginning to see more and more talk of gold in its proper place as money. So while Representative Mooney has certainly been a beacon of light in what has been a very, very, very dark period of time for precious metals in terms of their allocations nationally, he is shining what is a flashlight, if you will, on the problem. When you look at states like this, when you look at commercial banks, sovereign wealth funds, central banks, and now the International Monetary Fund, we are beginning to see, I think, like they say, sometimes history doesn't always repeat, but it often rhymes. We are seeing, I believe, the understanding that you can only fool people for so long before they catch on to the issues of fiat currency and governments who have always chosen inflation over austerity. And you must have some sort of a tether to sound money. And I believe that, that is a realization that is coming. And let's hope for all of our sakes, because I said to her, the only thing that I could see reversing this trend would be through the International Monetary Fund, that the United States and the conglomerate of countries that comprise the IMF come out with a Western gold-backed digital currency before the BRICS do, or in conjunction with. And when you see the IMF issue a report, first of all, remember in 2020 they wanted a new Bretton Woods. We talked about that on your show a lot back then, and I thought that was very interesting. This was a group that was formulated at Bretton Woods. They want a new system. And now they're saying gold is no longer a barbarous relic. Well, maybe, just maybe, there's your back door where the West beats to the punch the group that is openly talking about, whether it be the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, as Alistair MacLeod so eloquently talks about, or the BRICS nations that I've been talking about with less eloquence than Alistair. Just common sense that I think one of the two or both will issue some sort of a reserve currency or settlement currency that is pegged to sound money. And if you want to win a war, it doesn't have to be done with weapons and missiles. It can be done monetarily. And no better way to destabilize the West than to issue a currency that is transparent and tied to something, rather than a system that is anything but transparent and backed by debt instruments in a country that seems to be going deeper and deeper and deeper into debt each day.